There are bunches of bananas, herds of elephants, and gaggles of geese. But last Saturday, St. John hosted a square of cards. This was a new event in town, so whose idea was this?
It's really a good question because I think it started out that Pam and I was at a car show and she said, you know, we could do this at St. John as a fundraiser for Jubilee. And the ball started rolling, but I don't remember what car show that was at.
I think it was in McPherson.
Could have been at a McPherson car show. We go to a lot of car shows, kind of like the one St. John had. We go to probably close to 20 a year.
Wow, that's a lot. And you go along with him on all of those?
I try, but I can't make it.
But you do get a lot of them, so this is kind of a team effort here. When you get an idea, you can bounce it off of each other, and so this whole thing was a kind of a collaborative thing based on what you saw and what you brought back and customized.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
We looked to see what worked at some towns and what was successful and how car shows grew from year to year in some towns and what they did right and what they did wrong. And I think I learned some things this last weekend, some things that I want to do different that I've never seen done before, but you kind of have to change and adapt to the type of cars you have coming to the show.
That leads me into my next question. The feedback is so great. What did you hear from the people that brought the cars? Did you get any pluses and minuses and different things?
I heard nothing but positive, and that they had a good time and that we had a great facility and a lot of shade. And although we didn't have a lot of cars cruise around the square, those that did liked it, and I think some more wish they would have. When you have a show like that, you always feel bad that you run out of trophies because people are donating to charity and they need to be thanked for the money that they've donated to charity. And sometimes a trophy or a plaque is a good thank you. And that's kind of given me some ideas for next year.
Now, were there any comments from the local citizens that were helpful? Because this is the first one the locals have seen, so have...
I actually heard last night from a new citizen in the community that they were amazed that that was our first show. But yeah, I heard a lot of positive things from the community that they didn't believe we could get that many cars here, and the quality of cars, and they were pretty impressed.
How many cars?
72?
72.
Good sized number. And you mentioned earlier in this about the facility. This square is just a natural for display. You can get right around, and it's not strung out like...
Really good.
It works really well for that. And so we still have room on the south side yet to park more. We could bring in 100 easy. And
Yeah, I think probably if we can at some point in time get up to 150, we need to be thankful, and we need to be pretty much satisfied.
Now, is the date a good date? Would you want to move the date, or did it work, or what do you think about the date?
We put a lot of thought into picking that date this year. We try to not pick the date that the towns nearby us already have a show, so that way we're not competing with them. But we do miss there was a show in Great Bend.
Great Bend and Hutch
Right.
and Overly.
We kind of missed that. But, you know, for the number of cars that we have this year, it was very, very good that we're really not.
And we can compete with the heat, you know, with our city square. I think that we got some cars that we wouldn't have gotten if we wouldn't have had the nice shade that we have. So,
It made a nice area for those that were younger and didn't have any concern with cars, they could get dunk tank, play with the ducks, ice cream.
Get some other, like games and other activities for kids to enjoy, just not walking around looking at cars. Kids, they get bored easily.
Yeah, they don't exactly shop talk.
So we're trying to, work that in with our car shows so it would, work for everybody, for a family. That's what we want down here, as a family, not just, a dad or like guys in general that, into car, or girls that into cars. Like, we want the whole family down here.
Now, another thing that might motivate, and I don't know whether this is part of it, do they buy and sell? Do any the people put these up, or they just show them, or is there any sales?
There
connected?
was some cars there for sale. There's always some cars at car shows that are for sale. There's normally some cars that aren't for sale that people make offers on. We were blessed with some very rarities at our show. There was quite a few pretty unique vehicles, some low production numbers. And
How far were some of the participants coming from?
Shattuck, Oklahoma was about, I'm not sure, 150 or 60 miles away. There was Alva, Garden City.
We have one from Texas that actually was at our show, so
How did they find out about it that far away?
I believe one of his family is here in town and have sent him that flyer. So he used this opportunity to visit his family, plus showing off his car.
And that was a black 58 Chevy, I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
So when the advertisement goes up for next year, you'll be able to add the video I put together, and they can see the square, they can see how beautiful it was, and you can add that to our social media at Bliss.
Social media is used right. It's a fantastic tool in promotion.
That's all the questions I have. We could talk for hours about cars, but I want to bring this into the show itself. Do you have anything else?
I mean, I think we learned some things. I think we're going to have a better show next year. One of the things that I want to introduce is a patina class. We had some really nice vehicles that were mechanically 100%. They had a lot of new parts on them. They needed a fresh paint job to be super show quality. The average citizen has no idea what a paint job costs. Paint is over $1,000 a gallon. A $15,000 paint job is not uncommon. So they make these cars as perfect as they can and hope that the original patina is attractive to some people. And we had some pickups that were really, really nice pickups, in original paint. And I think that's a class that I've never seen before, but it's a class that I want to start next year.
Okay, well, thank you guys very much.